Hello and welcome to another installment of the Emo Slur experience, and I'm outside again, and this is just another video I just decided to make for no real reason. Yeah, guys. Also, sorry, my hair looks like shit in this video. Yeah, don't bully me about it. I'm sorry. This is the last day of 2022 as of recording, so I'm just gonna reflect upon how this year was, because something I do a lot is I do a lot of reflection. Yeah, this was definitely not as much of an interesting year as the last couple of years. I mean, you got some shit going on. You got some wacky shit. You have Kanye West's starting the National Socialist American Workers Party. You got Trump. There's all the shenanigans with Mr. Trump. You got Putin invading Ukraine. Just like plenty of wacky shit. But it's just like compared to 21 and 2020, it's just a little bit less. It's just like more of the same, Nothing really big happened this year. And to be fair, that's not entirely a bad thing, all right? We don't need any new pandemics going on, but yeah, I just don't think I'm going to remember that much about this year, Unlike the last couple of years where, they're definitely very, like, eventful, at least in my life, I guess. I don't know. Maybe if you're, maybe if you have any relatives in Ukraine, you'd think something differently, but as a dirty American pig, it's not super interesting. Really also, to look at this from a more like personal perspective as well, this year felt a lot more standard, like a return to normalcy, I guess, from the wacky bullshit of 2020, and that's nice, I guess, but really, things, I guess, for me personally felt like a lot less eventful. I felt like when shit happened, I didn't really feel it as much, and I guess it's probably not an entirely like bad thing, but like for an example, I was feeling this a lot. Like I was feeling this heavily at the end of like freshman year, which happened earlier this year, which it feels like it was a lot longer ago, but whatever, last year, it was Thanksgiving and winter break, and I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling anything. And then at the end of freshman year, shit just ended, and I didn't even fucking feel it. I didn't even feel anything. I didn't do jack shit for the entire summer because I didn't even feel like it was summer. I was just like living through my days. Like it was way different for like last summer before freshman. That was a good summer for me personally, but yeah, shit's just kind of uninteresting, shit's a little boring, I'm just hoping Russia invades Poland so I can get drafted and kill a bunch of Slavs. Just fucking slit the fucking throat. Irony, satire. And also, I just tried Monster. I just tried a Monster Energy for the first time today. It's alright. This has still been a pretty... I wouldn't say it's a terrible year, but it's still been pretty shitty. We're only a couple years away from, the pandemic, and we're still, feeling how that shit hit us. We're still feeling how we were knocked to the ground with that. And, shit's still not amazing. I guess, at least in America, we still have a polarized culture. If you spend any amount of time on political Twitter, you'd see that, we are kind of at a melting point right now. Bye democracy. And, economy is kind of in the shithole right now. Thanks, Biden. Yeah, so this is like the 2002, this is like 2002, 9/11 just happened and shit is just terrible. We're in Afghanistan. Just shit is not going well. George Bush is doing George Bush stuff, making himself look like a retard. This is just like that kind of, it's the same vibe, you got Joe Brandon up in the White House, fucking shit up for everyone. Not a great economy. The Kung flu, we still, we still feel the anal pain after it, fucking raped us. Just, shit's not going as good as it could have, and I don't think anyone could have imagined that the 2020s was going to be like this, at the end of the 2010s, The 2010s, despite all of, just, like, awful shit that happened in the 2010s, was definitely better than the 2000s, Like, I guess a lot of Zoomers don't really think about it, because we were kids in the 2000s, but the 2000s were fucking terrible. 9/11, George Bush, the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, the recession, Hurricane Katrina, shit was just bad. And the 2010s, in comparison, was just, like, it was a good decade, and maybe I'm saying this just because I was nostalgic, but, those were, as much as I dislike Obama, I have to say the Obama years were pretty good time to be an American. Economy was doing well, shit wasn't too terrible, there was no, like, horrible thing, or politics were kind of normal somewhat, and, even after Trump, shit wasn't too big a deal, Trump wasn't, Trump wasn't accidentally causing revolutions and, bringing Nick Fuentes for dinner. He was just like a wacky-ass guy doing shit in the White House. It was a good time, Things were looking good for America and the world, and, then China, they just had to give us, the Wu-Tang Clan virus, bro. Fuck you, Z. Fuck you, Z. Frick you, Xi Jinping. Faggot. Kind of derailing here, but, I don't think we've hit rock bottom yet, and I know that might sound kind of pessimistic, but, just wait for shit to get as bad as possible, and then it'll get better, You can't get much lower than rock bottom. So once we once we hit the abyss of mankind, shit's bound to get better. It has to. So this is an interesting time to be alive. We're living in this is like the 1930s. It might be a horrible time to be alive. It might be kind of fucked up, but it's certainly interesting. It's certainly interesting to see all this shit go on. All these, wacky historical arcs happen. I'm fucking up the camera. Whoa! Yeah, Oopsie Daisy. Shit can only get better. It can only get better, and shit can only get better. So I'm excited for 2023. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, but it's probably gonna be the same as this year. Gonna be a similar year, and I'm gonna put out some banger videos. I'm gonna start the Emo Slur Empire. Gonna be fucking T-Series, you fucking talenthead. So yeah, I hope you guys have hope any and all people watching this have a good New Year's. Even though by the time I upload this video, it'll probably have already passed. So yeah, good shit's coming the way. Emo Slur gang. Let's go, bros.